All right, let's try that again.
Okay.
Podcast number 1, Justin and Sam, the J&S Podcast. This is very exciting.
Very.
Like I said, year in the making. Finally getting it going.
Finally getting to it.
Yeah. Man, how's your day? What'd you do today?
Oh, 6 a.m. weights and had a couple of classes and just kind of been chilling.
Yeah.
What about you?
I had like 5 classes, worked at Student Life. About a normal day. This might get a little disorienting. People walking by.
Yeah. Still pretty nice spot. I like it though.
Yeah. See, I thought these rooms were perfect just because it's
nice
perfect layout.
Size. Yeah.
We can sit here and talk across the table. Let's see, I brought up all these. I got a nice little list for you.
Okay.
I asked you the other night, I think, how football in school's been good.
Yeah.
Good. Let's see. Did you find out your living arrangements for next year? I don't know if you'd figured that out yet.
No.
Just you and Noak?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah. I'm gonna live with a bunch of engineers at 600 North 3rd, so pretty exciting. I'm around. There'll be around a bunch of good guys. I think we'll be able to be pretty productive. Hopefully.
Probably more productive than if you were gonna live with me.
Yeah, that might be true. But it would have been a good time with you.
Oh,
it'd have been a great
for
time.
sure.
Especially if we would have got Keegan in on it. Been a good time.
Indeed.
Yeah. Oh, let's see, man. I don't know what we should jump right into first. You got anything that you wanted to just spout off about?
Not really.
Nothing been on your mind?
There's been a few things, but we'll just let it happen organically.
Okay.
Because I don't really know where to begin.
Okay. Well, I was going to start off with some personal stuff first. So I one of my topics was a favorite summer activity that you had. So for me, I like canoeing and camping and fishing. Those are like my 3. Especially when I was a kid, I really enjoyed. Oh my gosh.
Little technical difficulty here.
Deal. Yeah. So you like canoeing? You like Montauk?
Haven't really floated Montauk at all.
I haven't either.
Mainly just like this Norfolk River, I guess.
Yeah, that's all I've really done.
Yeah.
I really like the North Fork. So I go from Kelly Ford to Blair, I think it is. Kelly Ford to Blair or Kelly Ford to Patrick.
That's the float we did last time.
Yeah,
right?
we went, me, you, and Cornish. That was a lot of fun. That was a good time.
Needs to be repeated.
Had a little bit of American honey. Great. Did you say any other summer activity you enjoyed? Just kind of those outdoorsy?
I mean, like fishing too, but it's just kind of that whole river scene.
I've never been much of a fisher on the river whenever I've been out, but I know a lot of people like doing it. I never caught anything whenever I went.
It's kind of more of like a honey hole thing, I think. Yeah. Like if you got a good spot that not a lot of people go to, then you can really cash out. But.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I'll start off with something else. So I've been trying to get into a routine. Did I tell you about this the other night?
I think so, a little bit.
Yeah, I'll talk about it a little bit more.
We can elaborate further.
Yeah, I've been trying to get on this morning routine, get up at 6 a.m. I've been trying to have a millionaire's mindset. So it's like wake up at 6 a.m., do some stretches, drink a bunch of water, plan your day. And that's supposed to just kind of get you going, get the ball rolling. And I think it's definitely been better for me, like, when I do it, but actually staying disciplined enough to do it consecutively has kind of been my biggest challenge. Have you been on any kind of
I've tried before, and I've noticed that, like, if you write out what you want to do the night before, get up at this time, and, like, every single one you check off, it just seems like it's more and more likely that you'll do the whole thing and keep going.
Yeah.
But whenever you start, like, missing little stuff here and there, that's whenever mine always fall apart. I'm like, I'll sleep in another hour.
Yeah. That's kind of how I get. Like last night, I went and played a couple basketball games. Got a little shiner. Did you see that? I don't know if you can even tell.
Oh,
a
yeah.
Little red spot. Yeah. No, but I played one at 8 o'clock, one at 10 o'clock. I don't know why we're playing that late, but finished, got home at like 11, didn't fall asleep till 12. And then I was like, well, I'm not going to wake up I'm not only going to get 6 hours of sleep and then get right back to it. So I slept 1 more hour. Like, that's going to help. But
yeah, but I mean, I think stretching and stuff like that in the morning is awesome.
Yeah.
For, like, just loosen you up for the day.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of water.
Yeah. get the blood flowing. Yeah, I don't know. I was really on this, like I said, little kick where I was trying to be ambitious, and I'm still there, like still wanting to do all these things. But my problem is I have like so many different things I want to do. So I'm like, oh, I got a 3D printer. Oh, I got a podcast that I want to do. I've got this, I've got that. I got so many different things that I'm trying to just keep pursuing, and it always kind of starts to fall through for me because I don't do anything in an organized fashion. I just kind of hit and miss.
I think that if you made a list, it would help you a lot more. Like
I probably should.
Like, and you always feel more accomplished, even if you would have done the same thing and just not had a list, but the list makes it more, for some reason, more rewarding.
And that's kind of when I make my daily schedule and I check tasks off, I'm like, yeah, that was, that I feel good about myself. I feel satisfied that I was able to check off the box, but I don't know. It's just weird how it's like a self-discipline thing, because even I can get through something at 6 a.m. I can mark something down. I'm going to do this at 4 o'clock. And then one little hurdle hops in the way, and I'm like, I guess I'll do this instead. I'll just do this for now because I only have 30 minutes to do it.
But wouldn't that be what makes you disciplined, though? If you can get past the hurdle?
Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to do.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, I'm not doing it right now.
Yeah. Man, my biggest thing, I feel like when I get 8 hours of sleep, that's when I'm most productive. That's when I feel like I make the best decisions throughout the day, and I actually go out and do the things that I say that I'm going to do. But how often I get 8 hours of sleep is minimal.
If I get 8, it's like I'm more productive. But if I get 10, I feel like just not necessarily groggy, but like my body just feels so much better the more I get. Yeah. I might not get as much done in the daytime, but...
Well, how I've understood that, and I've just heard this secondhand, is like you are used to however much sleep, and then when you get more, it's like your body just kind of stayed in a deep sleep, stayed in a deep groggy state, and
I can see that.
It's hard to get up. I don't know. You know more health and fitness stuff than I do.
I mean, that would make sense, though.
Yeah. What were saying? Okay, you were talking the other night about health and fitness, about eggs, protein, chicken's worthless, basically.
Well,
okay, for as far as red meat goes, right?
Yeah.
I forget. I kind of forget how you were saying it. But.
So, like, chicken and turkey are really lean, but they don't have any B6 or B12 as far as like breasts go.
Okay.
Now, if you wanted to eat chicken liver, you could get the B12 and B6, but.
You're not a liver guy?
No, I think it's kind of nasty. But
I've never had it. I don't think.
Yeah. Well.
My dad always made the joke. That guy's a G.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I've had him for, like, every class since sophomore year of classes. Cool dude. But, no, so B6, B12.
And then protein as well.
Okay. But I don't know why you wouldn't like the liver. What's wrong with the liver?
Well, but you could just have, like, any sort of beef or red meat, like a steak. Steak's better than liver. I know that.
That's fair. When have you had liver?
Never,
but
I know the steak's better.
Yeah. My dad always made the joke about liver and eating the heart of something, heart of the, I don't know, fish or something like that. And we were always, as kids, we were like, no, we're not gonna eat the fucking liver. What are you talking about?
Yeah. No, I'm not a big liver guy, or at least I don't think I would be.
I don't know if I would be. I'd try it. I'd definitely try it. My parents always kind of reinforced at least try something, and then if you don't like it, fine. But
it's probably a good outlook.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Let's see. Oh, did you look into Göbekli Tepe at all?
I looked up the name, but nothing.
I wonder if you spelled it right, because I tried spelling it right a few times and it didn't really, I messed up quite a few times when I was looking it up.
Yeah, it just looked like some Middle Eastern websites that.
Really?
Yeah. So I just didn't go any further.
Okay. Yeah, if you look up, it's Göbekli, and it's a pretty cool everything that comes up as far as the art that they do and just the ancient civilization. And I told you before, Graham Hancock is the only one that I've seen talk about it, and he talks about it on Joe Rogan. And it's
so break it down a little more.
Okay.
Because I haven't heard of it.
Okay, so basically most experts, as far as I know, hearing this all secondhand, most experts believe that Göbekli Tepe was made by hunter-gatherers with...
What is that?
hunter-gatherers
Tepe or whatever.
Göbekli Tepe. I believe it's in Turkey. Yeah, it's a weird name, but I believe it is in Turkey. And it's just I really don't know all the details about it, but they have a lot of cool carvings and stuff. It's a city that was intentionally buried, if I remember this right. Intentionally buried. They don't know why it was intentionally buried, but they can tell that it was. Don't know how that makes sense either, but intentionally buried, has some pretty awesome carvings. They're like 3-dimensional carvings, so they actually took the rock and carved out of it instead of just making 3-dimensional carvings at all is pretty sweet. I don't think it was anything like who are the carvers of Italy and all that. I don't know. I'm thinking of kind of newer stuff. You see statues of Greece, naked people.
Oh yeah,
nothing to that effect, but still pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. And they had some large stone monuments, I guess, kind of like the pyramids of Giza are kind of a wonder of the world. How were they able to do that? We would have trouble doing that now, but they're moving giant stone in some way that we don't know how. And Graham Hancock is a firm believer, I'm sure, that there are, and he also does multiple like hallucinogens. So he's kind of a firm believer in all that good stuff and how you travel to another dimension and talk to different entities.
So what does he think?
Oh, he thinks it was a civilization that probably was visited by aliens, and maybe. I can't remember exactly how he says it, but he definitely thinks that there was other details that are left out of what archaeologists think it is.
I mean, that kind of makes sense that if it was like they had been carving and stuff and that was a pretty prevalent civilization, I've never heard of it before.
Yeah.
Had you before you saw that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so.
No. I didn't know much about it at all, but I love listening to him and Randall Carlson. There's one with those two and Joe Rogan. It's on the Joe Rogan podcast. And they are talking about, I think I've told you about this, Randall Carlson throws out some wicked numbers as far as a meteor hitting the earth, or like if you have a 60 kilometer, this is just the number I remember, a 60 kilometer in diameter meteor hit the earth. That is huge. That's like, what is that, 5 kilometers to every 3 miles. I don't know what that is, 60 divided by 3.
Probably in the 40s or something like that, wouldn't it? Or
yeah,
20, 60 divided by 3?
That might, I don't know.
Is that what you said?
Yes, yeah.
It'd be 20 then.
I think it's I think it's closer to like 40 miles.
That's
30
yeah,
to 40.
that seems right.
Yeah. But anyway, 40 mile in diameter. Think about that. 40 miles in diameter. That's from West Plains to Willow, and then some.
Oh, a lot some.
Yeah, double. That's a big ass meteor.
And especially at the speed it's hitting Earth at.
Yeah.
That's I think what does the most damage.
That changes its orbit. But anyway, he talks about it hitting the ocean and causing a giant flood, and that's part that could be. I think he attributes that to some of the biblical stories of floods and stuff like that, which is, I mean, makes sense. A giant meteor hitting the earth would send, or hitting the oceans would send water everywhere.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, 'cause there's big chunks of all sorts of shit flying through space.
Oh yeah.
We can get right into aliens. If you got something to say about aliens.
We're
already into space. Might as well get to it.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's pretty likely they exist, right? I mean, at this point, I feel like most people believe there are aliens.
Yeah. I would say so. Especially if the government's releasing stuff to the public saying we don't know what this is. That honestly doesn't mean a whole lot, but at the same time, it's kind of like...
well, if they don't know it all,
then yeah.
Surely they have a pretty good idea of, well, like, China or Russia's...
But how would we get to a point that aliens are able to come here, if they've been here a while, let's say they've been here a while, how could they get here and us not notice them, which I guess we've had UFO sightings and all sorts of stuff throughout time, but how could they get here without us getting them on video and stuff, and then all of a sudden the government says, yeah, we have stuff that we don't know what it is, and I don't know, it just seems too convenient, I guess.
Maybe.
It seems like they could make themselves unseen if they really wanted to, and maybe they want us to see it. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, if they traveled here from another planet, their technology is probably more advanced than ours. So.
Oh, very true. Which is why I think they can make us, or make themselves unseen from us.
Yeah, I think so, definitely.
But I like to think we're pretty advanced. Oh, here's something I thought about. Have you heard much from Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Not really, other than him getting really high on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Does he get high on his podcast?
I think so.
I didn't know that.
I just remember he kept interrupting him and was like, Joe was just making all these weird faces. It was pretty funny.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
No, but shoot. I remember I watched one video my buddy Matthew showed me. He was talking about aliens, and he had a couple different theories on why we don't know, we haven't seen them yet. And one of the main ones was basically we are like apes. We're 2% away from apes, I guess, the DNA. That's kind of how he's explaining it. Do you know that number, if we're actually 2% in DNA away from apes?
No, I have no idea.
Okay. Whatever it is, we're pretty similar to apes. They're not far from us as far as, like they look like people. You know, they're just hairier people.
The DNA is pretty close.
Yeah. And so he was saying that, and he said, what if there's just a 2% that, okay, a 2% difference to where a new entity is made, and basically little Timmy comes home from second grade and is doing perfect calculus. So like that level of intelligence is just 2% away.
So we would be like the apes to them.
Exactly.
Right.
And so that's kind of the same thing he says is, well, maybe there's a civilization somewhere, aliens somewhere that are like that are just that much more advanced than us.
I almost would think it'd be more likely they're just like completely different. Like they don't even look like us.
Yeah, I think that is more likely for sure. But I don't know.
Who knows until, but
yeah.
That would be my bet anyways.
Yeah.
That they're not human-like.
Yeah. He brought up another idea of basically that we're an ant farm on some alien's shelf, and they just kind of watch us. They just kind of watch us run around, you know, just doing our thing.
That'd be pretty wild.
You know?
That'd be pretty crazy. Because think about that, like all these advancements.
We think we're advanced.
Nukes inside of a ant box.
And they're just like, oh, that's cool. They learned how to blow some stuff up. They learned how to do some demolition.
That'd be crazy.
Good for humans.
Gosh.
It's great, isn't it? It's great to be a human. I'm so thankful to be alive.
It's better being dead, that's for sure.
Yeah, part of the great mysteries of Earth. Okay, so I told you I was looking up some new technologies. That was the stuff I was looking at in the news. And do you know anything? You know a little bit about biology as far as RNA, tRNA, mRNA. Do you remember all that?
All sound familiar.
That sound familiar. That's kind of how it was when I looked at it. And when I looked at it, I was kind of like, I definitely recognize the term mRNA. Well, the COVID vaccine, I believe, is an mRNA vaccine, which means it's a messenger.
Messenger RNA, right?
Yeah, messenger ribonuclear acid or something like that. I don't know if I've got it exactly, but
pretty much.
Yeah. So they have advancements in that are also able to start fighting off HIV. They think they'll be able to start moving towards that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, but usually most of those never pan out.
I don't know, man. Mapping the human genome is a pretty big deal that they started 20 years ago. And did you ever learn anything about that? I remember learning about that a little bit in middle school.
No.
So if I remember this right, there was a company that was like mapping the human genome, and I think there was this other individual who had a family member, daughter, something that had some disease that modern medicine couldn't do anything for. And so they went to this company and they were like, hey, can you figure this out for us? What's it going to take? How long is it going to take? And they're like, we think we're about 12 or 15 years out from actually being able to fix that disease or be able to fix this. And this individual is like, okay, fuck that, because she will probably die before then. So I'm going to map the human genome. I'm going to get it done. And he ends up getting like way ahead of them out in front. Maybe even successfully did it at this point. I don't remember, but I remember that from middle school. We watched a video on it, and it may have been about sickle cell anemia or something, but I can't remember. We watched some pretty wild videos in middle school. I had another one just come back to me. Do you remember learning about the Vietnam War much?
A little bit, but I mean, that's been a while.
Yeah. We had to have a permission slip signed so that we could watch some specific videos.
Oh yeah, I mean that,
you had to do that.
Oh, like we always had to go home and get it signed so you could watch a war movie or something like that.
Yeah, well, these were like legit clips, and there's one that sticks out in my mind. Maybe you've seen it in the Vietnam War. I don't know if it's an American soldier. Seems like it would be, but it was a Vietnam guy, hands tied either in front of him or behind him, and the American guy just stands to him and shoots him in the head, and it's like there's no censorship. And at sixth grade, 8th grade, 11 to 13 years old, I was like, holy shit. You just watch a dude go limp from getting shot. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, that was like one of the first, there was a lot of pictures and stuff and videos taken in that war that weren't taken in other wars before it.
Right.
So I think the public was starting to kind of see what war actually was like.
Yeah. Yeah. And we had hippies. And
I mean, a lot of people back home were against it too, so.
Yeah. Spread love, not war. Do you keep up with the news that much at all then, right now? Do you keep up with Biden and all he's doing right now?
Yeah, I mean,
do you?
Decently.
Yeah. I've been trying to read the news more often, but I'm still not great at it. I kind of checked the news last 3 or 4 days. Did you see he sent strikes to Syria?
Yeah.
I want to say. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I mean, we pretty much had all our troops out of the Middle East, and then he put them right back in.
Yeah.
I just find it kind of ironic that.
Yeah.
The Democrats are going back to war.
Yeah. Well, I saw something about a bipartisan, whatever it was. They were agreeing that basically it was a bad idea for him to do that. There was no, I think it was in Congress. They basically said, the people need to have a better understanding of why you chose to do this. It's unlawful for you guys to not pass this through the Senate or the Congress before doing it. It was, I don't know, it's a bad deal, but.
Yeah, but I don't know. The Senate always thinks that they should get the say in it, and then the president also has different powers that allow him to do this, and it's just weird.
He's basically overturning everything that Donald Trump's doing little by little. Did you?
Oh
know?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know that gas is way up because of all the pipelines being shut down.
Yeah.
And and then the whole, at least in the Midwest and kind of south, there was a lot of snow and everything.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of power outages because.
But hey, he went down and visited Texas when there was.
Oh.
He went down there.
What a great guy. The best president we've ever had already.
Well, hey, hard to argue with that. A month and a half in.
With that many votes, he got. I think everybody loves him.
Everybody seems to. I don't know. I'm thinking about running for president.
2030 something. 2040 something.
I got to be 35, right? That's let's see. Hold on. I'm 22 right now, so 13 years. It'd have to be 16 years from now. So 16 years from 2036. I could run in 2036.
There you go.
I will not be running in 2036. I just decided. That's bad.
I was going to be a running mate, but.
Yeah. You could be vice president for me.
All right.
Do you want to be president or do you want to be vice president? I'm really good with either.
If you're just going to hand it over, I guess I'll take president.
I don't think I really want either, but.
No, but I also think there'd be a lot of secrets come out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Start exposing everybody.
Oh yeah, I'd immediately be exposed.
Oh man. What a great day to be Raven.
It's Friday.
It's Friday, man.
That's all I have to say.
I was feeling pumped at about 3 o'clock. I was like, I get to go eat. Because I don't eat. I eat at 7 a.m. and then I eat at 3 p.m. most days, 2 to 3. And so between that time, I'm used to eating kind of a lunch in between there. 5 hours or whatever that is, 5, 6, 7 hours is too long for me to go without food. And I'm like, I get to a point where I really can't focus in class. I struggle to sit there and pay attention and not get sidetracked, especially because I got this new toy. This thing's awesome, by the way. I know I've told you about it. This thing is amazing. All my notes are on here. I love it. But I really... Do you fall asleep much in class?
No, never did.
Really?
No, it was always like... It's almost like falling asleep in the tree stand. Like, it was like, I don't know, it was just something my mom put in my head so early. And, like, you don't do that.
That's good.
And that's just... I mean, there was a couple classes. My senior year, there were just, like, jerk-off classes or whatever that I did maybe a time or two. But I never have in college.
Yeah.
Ever. And then... in high school, maybe a handful of times.
I definitely had a few fuck-around classes in high school that made it to where when I got here, it was like... So I took this quantitative analysis business class when I was a business major freshman year. And oh my gosh, I fell asleep in there probably... We have a class 3 days a week. Almost 2 out of the 3 days, I got like a A+ in the class. Like, it was easy algebra stuff that I had done the year prior, and I was like, this is simple as hell. And... it kind of carried over when I switched to engineering. I was like, I was in physics and we're doing like F equals MA. This isn't too bad. I know how to do this. And so I kind of just stopped paying attention. I'm like, I got this. And then out of nowhere, it's like, I don't know what the hell we're doing right now. I have no idea what a moment is. I have no idea what torque means. And so, it's gotten better, but sophomore year was a pretty rough year. I was passing out in like every class, especially having 6 a.m. weights. I don't know. I really don't know, especially you have a 6 a.m. weights, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how you don't at least start to fall asleep in classes.
I honestly don't.
That's wild to me.
And I don't know what happened because I'm like 5 or 6 hours of sleep every night throughout the week. It's horrible.
That's impressive because I really will. I had 6 a.m. weights all the time, and I'd get there, and I'm like, I'll do good. I'll stay awake. Out. Out.
I got up at 5:10 this morning, haven't napped.
I didn't nap.
I've been tired a little bit, but...
Yeah. I woke up at 7.
I'm here. I'm well.
Yeah.
So.
Happy, healthy, wealthy.
One of those, maybe.
Happy for sure. Who do you hang out with nowadays?
Just kind of the house, just my roommates, pretty much, I guess.
Do you know Charlie? Do you know him very well? I think he's a...
Yeah, if you work with him.
I do. Or did you talk to him?
Yeah.
Good dude.
Yeah,
he seems
I know Charlie.
How do you know Charlie?
We were D-ends, then I moved to tight end, and...
What's he doing? He's tight end now,
He followed me.
He followed you.
They switched me to O-tackle, and then miraculously now he's an O-tackle. So that's kind of the joke that he follows me everywhere. But
I gotcha.
Yeah, Charlie's a good dude.
Seems like it. I went to his sister's wedding this past summer, and I was it was so funny because I was talking to him at work, and he was like, "Did you go to Mark and Maisie's wedding?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." And I was like, "Did you go?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Oh, cool, yeah, man, I know Mark from blah 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 blah." And then he's like, just me asking him if he went to Maisie, who was his sister's wedding, he was like, "Yeah, she's my sister." And I was like, "Oh, well, shit, I didn't know that. I had no idea, man."
I can just see him saying that.
He was like, "Yeah, she's my sister."
She's my sister.
No, but they got married in Arkansas. That was...
Yeah, that's where he's from.
Yeah, do you know where at? Benton or...
It was around Rogers, I guess.
Yeah, Rogers, that's where we went. That's right. They're a couple of good people. I remember Annika was we were trying to pick out a gift for them, and all the stuff off the registry was already taken. And I was like, well, what about all this workshop stuff? There was tools, and there was different power tools, really. I was like, let's get Mark something. It looks like nobody's gotten him anything. Everybody else had the plates. Everybody else had the blanket and this stuff. I was like, let's get this. And she's like, I don't know if we should do that. It's not that personal. And I was like, I think Mark would appreciate it. And so then they sent us a thank you, and I was like, yeah, I told you you'd like it. But it was just kind of funny because she didn't trust in me, but it's what it is.
Never doubt Justin Nichols.
I don't know about that.
Moral of the story.
I don't know about that. I put $80 into Doge, and I'm down 20 right now, so not doing so hot.
The dojo?
No, the Doge. Like, oh, we should have started with that live from the Doge. Live from the dojo.
We'll have to close with that.
Yeah. No, but Dogecoin. Do you know anything about stocks?
No.
I asked you that the other night. John, we needed to get on at some point and talk to him about stocks because he knows.
Stock wizard?
Definitely a stock wizard. We'll talk to him about it. But no, I put $80 into Doge because Dogecoin is a stupid cryptocurrency that a bunch of Reddit users were like, send Doge to the moon. They were trying to get it up. It was worth 0.001 cent. It was not worth anything. And then people started buying stocks of Doge. And then Elon Musk tweeted about Doge. So it started going up and up and up. And then I bought some when it was I bought some when it was low, and then I bought some when it was a little higher. So it's down right now. I bought more when it was higher. So I'm definitely down overall. I'm down like $30, like I said. But it was just ridiculous. And, but I started looking into cryptocurrencies, and I have no idea how they work. I've tried to understand mining. I've tried to understand what value cryptocurrency holds, and I don't get it. But I think that's where the new age is going.
That's what I've heard.
I truly believe it because, well, there's super intelligent computers that can make something super encrypted and super incredibly hard to recreate or make or whatever. And there's a USD coin that's a cryptocurrency. So I truly think that that's going to be I think it's US dollar cryptocurrency. And I think that's exactly where we're going. As far as you go to New York, you go to big cities, that's probably what we'll see in the next 10, 15 years. Now, West Plains, Willow Springs, I don't think we'll see it as soon.
Who knows? Which, I mean, most of our money is pretty much online anyways now.
Yeah.
Like, most people use a debit card.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Cash really isn't that prevalent anymore.
I can't remember the last time I used cash in the past.
I prefer it, but it is pretty nice to just kind of...
It's nice to have something physical when you're actually either receiving cash or... I mean...
Well, yeah, it's easy to spend money you can't see physically leaving your hand.
Exactly. Like, debit card, oh, swipe. Oh, I can get that swipe. Just keep going.
Oh, yeah.
Just keep going. You say you're pretty good at saving, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm usually pretty frugal.
Yeah.
With my money.
I am not great at saving money.
Yeah,
I'm trying to do a lot better. Like, I open a savings account, and I'm tossing money in it every week. Actually, I have a thing where it's tossing $1 in every day. I actually turned it up to $5, so it's putting in $5 every day.
Heck, $35 a week adds up.
Exactly. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. But how do you normally... like save? What's your way of just sitting on money and not...
I'm just naturally that way.
Really?
Well, like you've got all this like cool stuff, like all the microphones and whatnot. Like
exactly.
I notice how I never bought one just because I don't know, like big purchases I just don't do. But I'll spend the same amount on just like a bunch of other little crap that probably wouldn't do me as well, but
yeah.
That's just how I am.
I definitely just buy toys, man. Again, I told you, I bought a 3D printer. I bought a new laptop. Bought these microphones. Especially when that income check hits. When you go from like, dude, I was at like $100 in my bank account. When I go from $100 to $4,500, I was like, I can buy a little bit. I can relax. It was definitely a weight off my shoulders because I told you about this winter, right? Everything that I had to do.
Yeah.
Drive from Kansas City to Colorado, back to Kansas City, to Jefferson City, to Tennessee, West Plains, back to Atchison. I was like, holy shit. But I was paying for gas, paying for plenty of gas, paying for plenty of food, because along that time, it's not like you can go into the grocery store and keep food good.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that was, I got pretty pumped whenever I had $4,500 hit my bank.
Yeah, I guess my thought process is just like, I have to make it last.
And
stretch it out.
Fantastic that you have that mindset.
Yeah, but then I'll never probably own anything nice. It'll all just be like...
So be it, man. You don't have to own anything nice to be happy, man. You got security. Like I said, I'm trying to do better about saving, but... it's taking time, especially now that I got a job and I'm working. I'm like, okay, I have that income. I'm gonna put it here and not touch it. That's kind of how I'm getting better at that. So it's a work in progress. Do you know where you want to be after college? I almost said high school. After college. Like, do you want to be back around Willow, or do you care?
I've kind of had like two different thought processes. Because if I got offered a job like in West Plains back at home, like that'd be really hard for me to just be like, no, you know what I mean? Because at some point I would like to come back home, but
Just letting you know.
I would like to get out like west,
West? Like how far west?
Alaska, Montana, Wyoming, maybe Colorado. And you just do some big game hunting and just, kind of living. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of narrow-minded to just spend your whole life.
Same
both
place.
My parents, their whole lives.
Have they been in Willow?
Yes. My mom went to college at Mizzou, but my dad literally has been in Willow his whole life.
Wow.
So I kind of want to get out and see the world at least a little.
Yeah.
Before.
My dad went to... he at least went out to Indiana after college and then came back. Kind of more because his business kind of fell through with my mom, but it was still he's only been around West Plains. But I think I don't know if I interpret this the right way, but it seems like he got to a point where when his business fell through, he came back and he's like, "Wow, life's pretty good here, where I work a 9 to 5 and it's chill." He was working 80 hours a week plus, and so that's a lot to be doing.
No, that's way too much.
Yeah. Well, when you have your own business, it's like you have to.
Yeah.
We have a manager at Snow Creek. A manager and the GM both work 12 to 15 hours a day. And I don't know how they do it. 5 or 6 days out of the week. That's how often they're working. Insane. I worked my first double ever this past Saturday. I know I told you about it, but 15 hours in a workday is absurd.
Oh, that's what, almost 3/4 of the day?
Yeah, very close. No. It's almost 2/3 of the day, yeah. Yeah, it's a long
Forget
day.
about that.
Yeah. What kind of jobs have you had?
I was a lifeguard.
I remember that.
Which was, to this day, the best job ever. I washed semi-trucks for a summer and just did kind of odd jobs around the place I worked at. That's, And then last summer I sprayed power lines, all the trees and stuff.
Okay. And
shrubs in the power lines.
Sprayed kill weeds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Horrible job.
Man, you enjoyed working at the pool? You enjoyed being a lifeguard?
Well, you don't at the time, but once you get a real job, you're like, oh,
that's
all
true.
I did was sit around and get a tan.
That's true.
And get paid for it.
Man, I called it solitary confinement in the sun. I did not enjoy it that much.
Well, at the time, does it get boring? Yes, but something about just not working hard at all and getting paid for it is pretty nice.
That's kind of what I do. I'll say this: as student life, I do my job very well. I try to do my job very well when I have to do my job, which is answering emails, answering calls, or doing a task. But how often that happens is once a shift. So other than that, I'm studying, or I'll play on my phone. I'll sit there and not do anything if I don't have any homework.
That's pretty nice.
Exactly. Getting paid $7 an hour. It's not like it's a lot, but it's helpful. It's money. It's money.
Bit, yeah.
Yeah. Especially getting paid to study. That's hard to beat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have any more apple juice at all?
Of course I got more apple juice. Do you need me to pour you up some apple juice? Oh, there's Connor.
If you don't mind.
Of course I can pour you some more apple juice. Put that right there. Let's see if I got any more topics for you real quick.
I can dive into. I feel like I haven't. I've been
I've been talking a lot.
Well, I've just been a little bit too conservative on some of my takes, I think.
That's all right.
Not my normal self.
That's all right. Ooh, that's a heavy glass of apple juice.
That'll be fine. I drink apple juice quite often. So.
Very nice. So of course I got a bunch on the technology stuff. So if you want to hear some more of these, you can. I can get your take on them. I think. I said GPT-3 mimicking human written text. Oh, so this is some software that's able to basically rewrite human text and exactly how I said it, make it to where it's original and looks like someone actually wrote it.
Okay.
Which is I think impressive because we have.
It's very practical.
Yeah. But it's wild that it's able to do that and make it look like human text.
Yeah. What do they call that again? Oh, it's forging perfectly.
AI, exactly.
Yeah.
Wild. But I guess that was not quite as interesting. Do you know, TikTok algorithms. those are pretty wild about how good they are at getting your niche, I guess is the word, finding out what you like. So if you scroll on it within a second, it's like, okay, we're not going to show him that for a very long time. If you're looking at it and you watch it 3 times through, they're like, oh, we got to show him more of this.
Which I never downloaded a TikTok.
That's good.
So
I haven't been on TikTok in months, but
I mean, I know that like on Instagram, I'll be talking about something, not have looked up anything on my phone at all.
That's really weird too. That's really weird too.
It listens to you.
All our devices are hacking into our lives.
They do, yes. Anything that has like the Siri or like Alexa or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
There's been allegations of them just never coming off and just listening all the time.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? I guess
getting backed up into the government's databases because they want to know exactly what Justin Nichols is doing on a Friday night at 5:15, 5:16. Okay, I'll hop off technology. Do you know much about your Cheney? Do you know much about your family history, family name history?
I guess it means like a grove of oak trees.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't find that when I was looking into my family crest and stuff, so I looked at yours. But grove of oak trees. Do you know its origin, like country?
Either England or France.
Scottish, or it's Scottish and Irish.
Is it? Did you just look it up?
Well, I looked it up earlier today because I was kind of looking up my own family crest and I wanted to find out. I don't know. Just take one. No, but he came in and I was like, Laskowski. I feel like that's Polish. I didn't know exactly what it was, so I looked it up. I think it was Polish and German or something like that. I looked up mine. Mine's English and German and Irish, kind of a mix, which kind of makes sense. I got a little red in my beard. But there's also a motto that comes with most names. Mine is Fide sed qui vide, which in English means trust, but in whom take care. So basically, be careful who you trust, but trust people. So kind of a cool one. I was like, nice and ominous.
Yeah.
Yours is Fato prudentia major, and that means prudence is greater than fate. Oh, you also have Norman descent. So the name Cheney has Norman descent, basically from Vikings. So that's kind of badass.
Yeah, which I knew that we had,
you knew that?
like ancestry in the Netherlands and stuff. Like we've got, it would be I think either my great great or my great 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 grandma came from Holland, which is Dutch.
Yeah.
So, and I know I also have a lot of German in me too.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like Netherlands, German, and like I think a little bit of English.
Okay.
But it's just what I've been told. I haven't
gotcha.
Looked it up at all.
Yeah. I know I'm definitely a mutt. So apparently I knew I had German and Irish in me. Didn't know so much, like I don't even know what comprises English descent. You know, I don't know kind of what the ethnicity looks like in my mind, but I've also got Native American. I've got, what else? I know my grandma's Native American. I feel like I had something else.
I've got just a touch of Native American.
Do you?
I mean, I'm kind of a mutt too. I've got a lot of different. Yeah. So
my grandma's maiden name was Kildau, which I think there was a Kildau tribe, if I remember that right. So that's kind of cool. She did Ancestry at one point, and I actually, when I was doing this, an ad came up for Ancestry. I checked it out. There's some pretty cool stuff on Ancestry. Everything that it kind of runs back, and I mean, you got to pay for it, so I didn't get all the details, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh no, it's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
You want to know where you came from.
Exactly. You know? After you start looking into it, you're like, oh shit, where?
Yeah.
What do I know about myself? What do I know about my blood, my DNA? Oh, and then I looked up a few others. I was looking up like my roommates. I looked up Keegan, of course, and I was kind of like, this guy doesn't need an ego boost, so hopefully it's nothing. He doesn't have a cool motto, doesn't have a cool this or that. And luckily, there was no motto. Couldn't find any kind of motto for him.
For hoop?
For hoops. And it comes from Hooper. It is English and German descent. So But yeah,
coincidentally, he's horrible at basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Keegan Hoops does not hoop. He's a
At
loser.
all.
Man, we've dropped a lot of names. I don't
We
know.
have. We have.
I've dropped a lot of names. I don't know if.
Well, that's fine. I mean,
yeah. They're buddies, good guys. I have nothing bad to say about them.
Well,
except for Keegan.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's see if I got any more on the. What is this? On our technologies. Okay, so data trusts. I can't remember all the details on this one, but if I remember it right, it was pretty sweet. Basically, that. I don't want to quote it wrong, but I believe it was like it's. You know how we have face recognition and we have fingerprint.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I think that's where we're going as far as how you'll actually be able to tell your identity. So if instead of someone being like, oh, it's your social security, you're going to be like, here's a blood sample. And they're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is you. This is your DNA.
Or you could even use like a face scan. And if the faces match up with but then I think that intrudes a little bit on privacy, though.
Well.
Unlike the government having a scan of everybody.
Yep. And people are getting wildly good at makeup, wildly good at all sorts of different techniques of 3D software or imaging. But did you ever see the movie Gattaca?
I don't think so.
Gattaca. It was kind of a, I think it was maybe considered a third-party film. Is that right? You know, like one that didn't get a whole lot of. Do you even know what I'm talking about? I don't know.
Just like not a blockbuster.
Yeah, not a big
low budget
blow
film.
up. Yes, yeah, kind of a low budget film, but it's kind of set in the future, and it's about a guy. It's about two brothers. One of them was conceived naturally, and then one of them was conceived by at the time what is the norm of in vitro fertilization. But the doctor can sit there and make a what's the word? Pageant baby? Is that right? Pageant baby, where you can pick out the right little quirks. Oh, I want it to be blonde. I want it to have blue eyes. Is that right? Pageant baby? I can't think.
I have no idea.
I think that's the term for it. But that's like the norm in this future that you're watching. But one of them is made naturally. The parents decide to do that. And so as they're growing up, this kid that was made naturally is way worse at everything than his brother is. Like, his brother they always swim out to the sea and back.
This sounds so familiar.
Sounds familiar? Yeah. And his brother, I think it's his younger brother, always beats him. Can always swim out farther before he...
Wait. Does he have does the kid that artificially was created, does he have some sort of like disability that...
I can't remember exactly.
Does he want to
I don't
go to
think
space?
he's not the one that has the disability. I can't remember exactly. I think his brother... The naturally born kid wants to go to space. He wants to find a way to go to space. But I can't remember what...
I remember.
I feel like something happens to his brother, the perfect brother.
And he steals his brother's identity.
I don't think it's his brother. I think it's this other guy that he meets up with and somehow gets in...
He's in a wheelchair and he's a drunk.
Yes.
Yes.
And then he has to keep getting blood and urine and all this stuff from him. And
constantly is like... making sure none of his DNA ever gets left behind.
Right, yeah.
And he's like scraping himself
down
with like rocks.
Yes,
so all of his loose skin comes off.
Every time he's in the shower and stuff like that, yeah. Pretty cool movie, but it's like, okay, so he tries to go in one time to go to a building, and they're like, yeah, you don't have the right, your DNA, you're not good enough to come in here. Get out. And so he doesn't get to go in. Might be where we're going. Might be where we're going.
That would be
odd.
Very odd.
It's not racist. It's like biased, I don't know what the term would be. Being just, you know what I'm saying? You know how you're not supposed to. Oh my goodness, I can't think of the term. Like equal opportunity. You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be equal for everybody.
Right. There's a term for it, though. Oh, well. Not important. Okay. Another technological thing that was pretty sweet. the green hydrogen gas I was telling you about, now that it's becoming practical, that's just what I saw in the news about how it can replace gas and diesel. What do you think of that?
Interesting. I don't know. I mean, a lot of like other alternative sources of energy just never seem to pan out.
Yeah.
But we'll see, I don't know. I think it would take so long to integrate, and so many jobs would be lost. And then you'd have to retrain different people for those jobs, or retrain the same people.
So what do you mean those jobs would be lost? In what sense? Or
so like the people that know what to do with as far as like oil and stuff like that, fossil fuel, I guess would be a better term. Well, that's not being used anymore.
Right. Well, I think big companies are kind of transitioning because like Volkswagen announced something about doing a lithium metal battery that they're going to put in their cars in 2025. So it's like...
But will everybody cross over?
I really think slowly they will. I mean, there might still be companies that enjoy the old way so much that they still...
Well, I do think that the oil industry does have quite a bit of power.
But I think those who are in power are going to be like, we will transition because they have so much money, they have so much power. I don't see why they wouldn't go ahead and transition and be the top dog in the next game. You know what I mean?
I guess, but what if those, like, Elon Musk is a part of those guys, and then you've got your guys that want to run things on fossil fuel. So you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I feel like the people that are pushing for that are already in their lane.
Yeah.
It's just kind of what side we choose. I mean, I could be wrong. Those people, I mean, obviously have enough money to get into it if they wanted to, but...
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think it's just like it seems like where the world's going, but I mean, I don't know where the world's going.
I don't know. No, nothing changes very quickly, it seems like.
Yeah.
Because I feel like humans really don't like change, or like a lot of it at once.
Yeah. But change is the only constant.
True.
I started reading a book that was called that. It was basically over calculus, and it's for the layman to read. Like, if you don't know anything about calculus, it's meant for you, basically. Did you ever take calculus or anything?
Never been good at math.
Okay.
Ever.
Well, calculus is kind of, I think it's another language. I've heard it explained that way, even though you do math within calculus. But calculus, like, it's basically talking about the rates of everything, the rate of change, and I don't know. That's kind of the biggest thing about it, is the rate of change and calculating what it actually is. But I don't know. It was a pretty decent book. I only got like 3/4 of the way through it because I was reading it over Christmas break. But
I mean, everything's in constant motion always.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah. So, here we go. Have you ever heard the paradox of the arrow? I think it's...
No. It sounds complicated, though.
It is. Are you excited?
Lay it on me.
Okay, so basically, when you shoot an arrow, there's a moment where the arrow is at... I don't know if I'm going to explain this very well. There's a moment where the arrow is in the air, and then the next moment where the arrow is an inch forward, or just a position forward. You don't even have to call it an inch, but that helps you visualize. There's a moment where the arrow's in the air, and then it's about an inch forward. Well, in that time, it had to move, right?
Right.
But if you take small snapshots of it, it's not moving in that small snapshot. Does that make sense? So if you take that one snapshot with the camera, whatever, it's in that moment. It is not moving. It is right there. So I can't remember who the philosopher was that said this, but he basically said that motion is not possible because of this. Because in every moment, there's and obviously motion is possible. You can move things. I don't know exactly what this guy was trying to accomplish, but it's kind of like if you move half a step, or if you move half the distance to a wall, you move half the distance, move half the distance again, move half the distance, you're never going to get to the wall, right? You heard of that?
I mean, that makes sense if you won't.
But obviously, like,
if you're continuously moving only halfway.
Only half the distance, but eventually you're going to get to such a finite little volume that it's like you're there. That's
essentially, yeah.
That's basically what this philosopher, I don't understand, probably some high motherfucker just decided, yeah, there's motion, but actually there's not motion because staying still. I really don't know what he was trying to get across with it, but it pretty neat. How many philosophy courses have you taken here?
3, but I'm currently on my way to passing my first. I'm not very good at Benedictine philosophy.
That's all right. Which one are you taking? Principles?
Yeah.
Okay. On your way to passing your first. Who do you have for it right now?
Madden.
Who'd you have before that?
Spearing and Pearson.
Pearson, okay. I
should have just kept Pearson.
Did you like Pearson?
Yeah, me and B-Moss had him. But at the time I was like, I can't get a C. I got to, which ended up screwing me over.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. I had Jaeger, who was decent teacher. Like I liked him, but assignments weren't too hard either, so that kind of made it nice. I enjoyed philosophy, but I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of so open ended at times, where it's like, well, I don't know, and maybe that's just because I got through principles. That's all. I liked ethics more. I really liked. I think it was just ethics, not principles of ethics. I think I liked ethics. I had this guy Mazurowski. Have you heard anything about him?
I have.
This dude's a nut. He knows all sorts of languages. Can just
so I've heard.
Spout stuff off. Oh my gosh, the guy's impressive. But he's rattling off about the KGB, and he makes you line your desks up in a circle in the room. And he's like, we have to sit in a circle so that nobody's afraid that the KGB is going to shoot him. And he's always kind of antsy. He's this old dude that's kind of antsy. He's like, you don't want the KGB to shoot you in the back of the head. Bang! And he'll yell real loud, and everyone's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about, dude?
Is it almost like for shock, I guess?
Definitely for shock.
Like just to keep everybody's attention or whatever?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's odd.
He's an odd dude, but he's definitely intelligent.
I think I've eaten lunch with him before.
Have you really?
Whenever I was a freshman.
Really?
Yeah, I had a friend that was in his class.
Gray hair, glasses.
Oh, yeah, like big beard.
Big beard.
Yeah,
Looks like Santa Claus. Oh, yeah.
And has the Chukan ring, but keeps something else.
I'm pretty sure it's Altoids or something.
Yeah,
I don't
something.
Think yeah.
Something weird.
That's so funny. Yeah, he's a pretty funny guy. But
he definitely seemed interesting, but
he got robbed at gunpoint in Texas. He told us that, so that might account for some of his anxiety and jitteriness, because he was definitely. I say he was jittery, but it was like he just got excited at times, and you're kind of like, what the fuck is he getting?
He
all
likes
pumped
to teach.
And that might be it. That might be all it is. One of the guys in the engineering department had him for ethics, and he was saying that he. Have you ever seen people do the perfect circle? Like on a whiteboard or something, or on a chalkboard? No. Okay. I've not understood how to do it, never tried, but I've seen videos of it. And basically people they go up to a whiteboard, hold their chalk, hold their marker, and then do a quick, swift motion, and it's like a perfect circle. And I don't know. Yeah, well, it's like they move their entire elbow around like that. I don't even know how you do it, but it's a...
Like that almost?
I think that's a dance move, but... I don't know. It's like their elbow goes all the way around like that. They're side to side, standing with the board right here, and they go like this. Yeah.
I don't know. My range of motion isn't the best, but
I'll have to show you a video of it sometime because it's very impressive. Oh man. Let's see. What do you know about plastic fish? We were talking about that the other night. About how plastic erodes in the ocean, and then yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's messed up that
we litter into the ocean.
I feel like that's the most overlooked part of climate change / pollution. Like everybody talks about CO2 emissions, but nobody ever talks about all the plastic in the ocean, which I think is the real concern.
Yeah. Like I was saying, I guess I don't know too much about it, but in my mind...
There's a lot of it. A lot.
Right. But what I was saying the other night is, like, salt water beats up a lot of stuff. Like, it beats... And this is kind of... You correct me.
I don't think plastic, though.
Yeah,
I mean, plastic's pretty...
Yeah. I don't know. I think... I'm hoping technology will keep advancing and we'll find ways to just...
There'd be a great way for us to just like disintegrate plastic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then it's just like, okay, awesome.
Do you talk to many chemists?
No.
I don't know how chemists can do chemistry because I did not enjoy chemistry, and so the little bit that I understand about it and just how elements kind of work and apparently OChem. Have you heard from everybody that OChem is just ridiculously hard? That's what I've always heard. Organic chemistry, anything involving carbon, is just a super difficult. I think it's just a complicated subject. So in that class, they're dealing with insane things, but I don't know. I haven't taken it, so I can't really say that. But
yeah, I'm usually not a fan of very, very complicated classes like that.
I like physics. I like physics and the engineering stuff. Like right now, dude, I'm in a class.
Yeah.
System dynamics. His class is quite a bit of fun. Learning about how. I was telling you about the cruise control. So we learn about how the output affects the input, and how if you're going so fast, you want your input to be different so that you're going slower and you make the right speed. It's just a lot of weird math and weird things that people have figured out to allow systems in all of our phones and vehicles to work. But even like your air conditioning in your house, like your AC, if it's 60 degrees and you want it to be 50, you kick it on and it's going to start blowing out air at like 45 degrees until it hits 42, and then it's like, okay, let's come back up to 50, and it's going to blow like 51 degree air. Wow. Very impressive. Technology is awesome.
I've just never been very tech savvy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Good man. Yeah.
I like the fit.
Oh, yeah. He's got like 8 kids. I sat with him at Mass this past Sunday, and he's like, sorry for the chaos. And I was like, there's no chaos. Or, there's no fun when there's no chaos. So that's pretty funny. Oh, man. We're not out of topics already. You had something you want to talk about, right? I mean, I could go on with more. I mostly looked up technology. I've been reading stuff on Biden. But let's see.
I mean, I could go on and on about things I don't like about him, though.
And that's all right. Say what you will.
I mean, it's just, he still has the camps.
Which camps are you talking about?
The immigrant camps. The same thing that, like, Trump was just ran into the ground for.
But it was Barack that
made it.
Them?
Oh, yeah, complete,
okay.
Like, it's just stupid that they would criticize one person and not the other.
Right.
Two.
He's also, I saw something today about immigration, and he's opening up borders, cut funding to the wall.
Oh, yeah.
All this
stuff.
Yeah,
he made history by signing, like, the most executive orders within a certain amount of time.
I think a lot of presidents kind of do that, because I remember that was one of the first things that was said about Obama, is like, oh, he has the most signed into office. Like, first 30 days, he was the most to ever sign something in, and then I think Trump had quite a few.
I don't remember him having that many.
I think he's had a decent amount of executive orders.
But like all within a bunch of time, though?
Maybe not. But I remember looking at the numbers and just the total number of executive orders. And I think Trump's kind of up there as well. It's like there's one president who has like 1,000. He has. Are you going to look it up?
Yeah, look it up.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, look up just executive orders by president. Because some of them blow it up, dude. Somebody, I don't know. It's so weird that that's an ability, but at the same time, I guess somebody's got to kind of, I don't know. That's weird being able to just throw down an order and be like, House doesn't get to see it, Senate doesn't get to see it, and it's going in. Have you got any numbers or?
Yeah.
I could show you. Here's my other new toy that's pretty exciting.
Oh, wow. Ulysses S. Grant had 217.
Now, is that his entire term?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I feel like there's more. I feel like there's a guy with 1,000.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Teddy, how many did he have?
Like right at about 1,000.
Exactly.
Woodrow Wilson had 1,800. Calvin Coolidge had 1,200.
Jesus, man.
Franklin D. Roosevelt
Franklin Roosevelt.
D.
Franklin D. Roosevelt. I'm going to say like 1700.
3,700.
Oh my gosh. I thought there was a guy with 1700, so I thought that would have been him, but holy crap.
Yeah, Obama had 276.
See, this is
George W. had 291. Old Slick Willie had 364.
I was going to go ahead and look up Göbekli Tepe.
Trump had 220, and Biden's at 34.
Wow.
Thus far.
So, wait, you said Trump only had 230?
220.
220? How many did Barack have?
276.
So, see, it was like, they're still all up there. They still have a lot of numbers. And what's his name's at 30? Biden?
34.
34? Yeah. Okay, so here's Göbekli Tepe. I don't know if that's... I think that thing can probably see it. The camera can probably see it. I doubt the camera's that great for the screen, but... this is what I was saying about the carvings. So that's like a 3-dimensional carving. Pretty sweet, you know. For back then, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like an in the ground.
Yeah, and like I said, they said it was intentionally buried, which is beats me how that happens, but very cool. Did I ever ask you? Have you watched Two Bears, One Cave?
No.
What is it? Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer.
Oh, I've seen like
hilarious guys. Bert.
Yeah, Tom Segura is pretty funny. Did you see the video of him failing on like a dunk or something like that and like completely blew his knee out?
Oh yeah, they talk about it because his arm is fucked up. He was in bad shape.
That's when you know you're too old to be doing athletics.
Yeah, but he yammed on a 9-foot.
Yeah, but
and then he fell.
9 foot is like.
He was like 240 pounds when he did it. I don't know how tall he is. I don't think he's taller than 6 foot.
True.
240 pounds. I think that's impressive. I'm now 200. I weighed 195 last night. That's the lightest I've weighed in probably 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, take the weight off. Football's over, man, for me.
True. Yeah. I'm still just packing it on.
That's all right.
Living the good life here for a couple more years.
Yeah. I'm still eating like a horse. Like, I'm still eating everything I see in sight, but it's healthy for the most part. I'm not eating junk food.
Yeah.
I'm eating like rice and chicken.
Well, that's pretty good,
and
at least.
Like, yeah. I made this pork stew that was solid. Do you do much cooking?
Yeah. I've got like one certain... Well, I eat a lot of eggs. A lot of eggs.
Yeah.
But I like to do rice, hamburger, an onion, and spinach.
Okay.
And it's like kind of like mash that all together. It's really good.
Okay.
And then like season it accordingly, I guess. Mainly salt and pepper, but I might throw something in here and there. But yeah. It's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah. I do, I've been doing a lot of crock potting, so I threw pork steak and let's see, what all I throw in? Beans, beans, tomatoes, corn. Oh, it's solid.
I saw you eating it.
Oh, yeah. It's really good. I like crock potting because you throw it in and you don't have to do anything for like 8 hours. Just make sure you come back to it. And it smells heavenly.
Yeah, I don't have one, but...
Yeah. But you could find one for cheap. I don't know if you care to, but...
No, my mom offered me one.
Really?
That was her old one, and I was like, no.
My lady's supposed to be here in 15 minutes. I don't know if she...
Who? Oh, your girlfriend?
Lady, yeah. She's supposed to be in West Point, in Atchison. Who knows if she'll make it.
You guys got any big plans or anything? Or?
Oh, no, not for this weekend. I was supposed to play a basketball game on Sunday, and I was kind of excited for her to get to watch. I kept asking her, I was like, how good do you think I am at basketball? Because I'm not bad at basketball. I'm not an all-star by any means, but I try and make plays for other people. But she's only seen me play football. So I was like, how good do you think I am at basketball? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, just take a guess. Do you think I'm like really bad, or do you think I'm like decent? Do you think I'm good? She's like, I don't even know how to answer that question. I was like, well, I guess you don't believe in me. You don't think I'm a good athlete.
Not very encouraging.
I was just giving her trouble, but oh man. How's the lady life for you? Did I already ask you that?
Yeah, I'm kind of talking to somebody right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Cool.
But we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
Anyone from here, I guess? Or no. Back home even?
Springfield.
Or? Okay, cool. Missouri State, Mo fun.
Not Mo State.
Oh, not Mo State.
Just lives there.
Okay, well. Shout out to my boys in Springfield, Missouri.
You know who you are.
Oh, yeah. I can list all of them. Evan, Jay, John, Joe, Brax, iDub. I know you're not there, but...
Jake Swope.
Jay Swope. Jay Swizzle. I wonder how many views we'll actually get on number 1.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think it's a good test, though. Good first time around. I know my mom... I don't know if I told you this. My mom will probably blow this up if I tell her that I made a podcast and put it up.
That's awesome.
She'll probably get us 50 viewers in and of herself. Like, that's...
We'll take it.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be awesome. But if you definitely made it this far, please don't be afraid to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And then give us anything you want to hear from a college kid's perspective.
Yeah, please comment. Leave us your...
feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback, everything you got to say. We'd love to hear it. I don't know if you want to wrap it up. I guess I was kind of going that way, but
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Closing out from the dojo. Peace out.